Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a little bit of a life update. I am filming in my car and I have the windows cracked so it doesn't get too stuffy in here. So hopefully you can hear me well. I obviously have not done any weekly vlogs recently, and so I thought I would sort of fill you in on the sorts of subjects that I usually talk about in my weekly vlogs, because some of you have been so sweet to send me messages and just be concerned, and there's nothing to be concerned about, don't worry. But I'm sitting here early for an appointment, so this is the perfect time to film this video. This video is actually sponsored by one of my very favorite products continually, which is Pranamat. So here I have my small mini version. I have talked about this company before many times and this product many times. It continues to be something I totally love and use as much as I possibly can. So this is the mini mat, and then I also have the large size mat and the pillow. And I usually use all three at the same time, but it's nice to have a variety of sizes because sometimes I'll use one or the other. But basically, they are mats that have little lotuses on them that are really spiky, you see? And they have rounded points, but they get the job done. So this is an acupressure mat. So the idea is that you lay on the mat, and for the first, I would say for me, for the first like 1 to 3 minutes, it's fairly uncomfortable, right? You have these spiky little lotuses kind of jutting into your skin. But after you sink into the mat, you start to feel a warming sensation and a like tingling sensation. I typically do this before bed without a shirt on. You can do it with clothes on when you're starting out so that you can get used to the sensation, but it's not quite so intense. But I usually do it without a shirt on, and after a few minutes you get that tingling and sort of like a warming sensation. And then there is this deep relaxation that goes over your body. And I can't explain it other than to say it's very, very nice. It's euphoric. It's just great. I've got someone pulling in behind me. I'm like right downtown in our small town, so there's lots of, and it's lunchtime, so there's lots of people coming around, but it's fine. Anyway, you get that euphoria, and that is what really settles in, and it is so nice. It helps so much with neck and shoulder tension. It has helped me so much manage headaches and migraines. I get tension headaches a lot, and I have noticed a significant decrease in tension headaches since I've regularly been laying on my Pranamat. It also really helps with if you have like a restless legs situation. I really have them, and laying, this is the one that I usually put under my calves, and I use the other one on my back and then the other one under my neck. And this one under my calves really helps like get into those muscles and just relax them so that I don't have restless legs at night. It helps with energy. It helps with sleep. It helps with like virtually everything you would want help with. And it's just a nice self-care practice, I think. It takes 20 minutes and you can do it anywhere. And I mean, you can even you could bring this into your workplace and sit on it or put your feet on it or something like that if you wanted to. But like I said, I usually put this one either under my feet or under my calves, is typically what I do with it. And it has a pretty little embroidered lotus on the back as well. They have all different colors. I love this turquoisey teal color that I got. But they have all different colors. I really also like the lavender one that they have. So Pranamat is offering a special for my subscribers, so make sure to click the link below. This would be a fantastic Mother's Day gift. This would to yourself or to your mom or your sister or your aunt or any other mother in your life that you wanted to celebrate. It's something that is a very unique gift for someone who likes that kind of thing. Also, I've been working out more, so my muscles have been more tense and tight, and being able to relax them in this way, love it. In fact, when my parents came to visit recently, well, it wasn't that recent. When was it? Over Christmas, I think, is the last time they came to visit. And I was using it and they were asking about it. And so I had my pajamas on. We're a comfortable family, but we're not that comfortable. But I had my pajamas on, I was using it, and they were asking about it, and they both tried it, and they were like, oh my gosh. And my dad loves the feeling of my mom scratching his back, and so when he laid down on it, he was like, this is like the best back scratch a person could ever get. And I was like, oh, that's true. I didn't even think about that. So anyway, very well loved by everyone in our family. Riley uses it from time to time. I use it, obviously. Highly recommend it. Check out the link below. Thank you to Pranamat for sponsoring this video. Okay, so I'm just going to pop open this little Olipop here. Have you guys ever had these? They are like carbonated drinks, and they have prebiotics, botanicals, and plant fiber. This is the banana cream, which I really like, but I would imagine would be a pretty polarizing flavor because I know a lot of people do not like banana things, but it's super good. Also, the root beer is really good. Anyway, we have been enjoying these in our family as we've been on a bit of a health kick, I would say. So let's start there with this life update. I have continued to be working out, as I mentioned earlier. I work out with my trainer 2 days a week, and then I typically go and work out on my own another 1 or 2 days a week. So most weeks it's about 3 to 4 workouts for me. And then on the other days, even though I'm not doing an intentional workout, anybody who's at home with their kids knows there's still a lot of good movement going on. So it's been a very rewarding fitness journey for me, and I just absolutely love it. And have become kind of obsessed and addicted with exercising because that like rush of endorphins that you get and just the relaxation of it all, and it just clears your mind, and I feel so strong and all of it. So that's been like a really big part of my life this year. I was looking at my calendar before I filmed this video, and I really haven't filmed a true weekly vlog since late last November, I believe. And then late November is when my cousin Meredith very suddenly and very unexpectedly passed away. So if you're new to my channel, she was a dear cousin, dear family member of mine, just a few years older than me with 2 young children and a husband, and died on November 27th. And it was very, very shocking and obviously profoundly tragic. So after that happened, I think I did do like some Christmas related content as a way to sort of keep myself busy as I moved through the grief. But and then we kind of moved into Disney content in the beginning of this year, but I really haven't done like a true weekly vlog. So I thought, like I said earlier, I would just sort of give some updates about everything that's going on. So that's kind of fitness and health have definitely been at the forefront lately. One reason for that is because I finally weaned Colin from nursing, and that I just have so much more energy and just feel so much better in my body. I really did enjoy breastfeeding both of my kids, but I had a hard time with both of them towards the end of our journey, which for both of them, I nursed them for nearly exactly 17 months. So it's kind of funny that it worked out that way. But towards the end of that 17 months with both kids, I was pretty ready to have my body back and end that journey. So with that, I've had more energy and I've been able to work out more. So that's kind of one thing. Bopping back to talking about the grief process, something that was important for me in my life to do, I think, was to go. I went and flew to visit Meredith's younger sister, Caroline, who is my age, and we graduated the same year from high school, and then we actually went to college together. We were in the same sorority together, and we've always been particularly close. And so I flew to Erie, Pennsylvania, where she lives with her husband, and now he's probably about 2 or 3 months old, but at the time he was 5 weeks old. Her little precious baby boy. He's so stinking cute. I can't even tell you. Baby Ford, I'm so in love with him. I miss him so much. So I flew up there for a week shortly after I weaned Colin, which was really nice. And just, it felt really important to me to show up for my cousin, and it like physically show up for her. I had been talking to her a lot on the phone, but that's just different, I think. So I got to go and spend time with her and her husband and hold the baby and see kind of her world up there. And I had never been to Erie before, and I know some of you guys are from there or have ties to Erie, and it's such a cute city. I loved it. I would love to go back in the spring or summer because it was still pretty, chilly and dead, like winter out there. And I still thought it was gorgeous, but I can only imagine when it's lush and green, or even when it's the fall and there's leaves out and everything. So spent a week with her. That was the longest I've ever been away. Not a full week. It was like about 5 days, I think. The longest I've ever been away from my kids, but it felt like an important trip to me. And Riley and I decided that in order for me to really show up and help her out postpartum and be able to like help cook and help with the baby and just like be present, that wouldn't really be possible if I had my 2 kiddos in tow. So I went alone, and I'm really glad that I did. We had some good times. We cried about losing Meredith, and I just talked to her and heard how she was doing, and how, we just got to connect on a deeper level that I think sometimes you can over the phone. So that was one of the trips that I've taken, and then the only other trip that I have taken since, aside from our Disney World trip, which obviously I've had plenty of footage and proof of trip, or whatever you want to say, was that my family of 4, we went to Maryland, which is where I am from and where I was raised, for the Easter holiday. So we went from Friday through Monday, I think. So it wasn't a super long trip, but it was really great. And it was great to see everyone and see, my parents and my sister and her family, and aunts and uncles and cousins, and my grandparents. My only living grandparents at this point are my dad's 2 parents, who I call Mimi and Poppy. And honestly, it was so good to see them. But my Mimi has, at this point, I would classify it as pretty severe Alzheimer's, and it's, anyone who's been through that with a family member knows it's really devastating. It's sort of like 1,000 deaths. Every time I see her, there's further deterioration and less that she is able to, remember, or like, she just is sort of a shell of herself at this point, and it's really hard. I was really, really close with her. And it's hard to feel like she's still here with us, and yet I'm not able to have that closeness, because there's just such a lack of cognition at this point. So it was really good to see them, also hard, so the next time we're traveling is to the beach. This summer we are going back to the Outer Banks, which we've done for the past 2 years. So that should be really good. I'm really looking forward to that. And that's with my side of the family. And then that's the last trip that we have planned so far. Surely we will do things into the fall and winter, but so far that's the only other thing that we have on the books. And Riley and I will celebrate our 8th wedding anniversary this July. So I would love if we could get away for just a couple of days. I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to kind of think about what we could do, where we could go, and maybe just get a night or 2 just to ourselves. So that's that. Let's talk about, I hope I'm in focus. Good grief. Let's talk about moving and house hunting. So a house came on the market in our desired neighborhood about 2 weeks ago, and we called our realtor and scheduled a showing that day and went. And we walked around the ground level, like the first floor, and it was just so cute. And the whole house had like wood paneling, but not like what you're not what I was thinking when I heard the word paneling. It was kind of like it looks like wooden picture frames, like laid into the wood on the walls. Do you know what I mean? And that was like all through the downstairs. And the wood was really looking rough. Like it was like the seal on it was kind of like chipping and looking bad. But I'm like, if you just like sanded that all down and painted it like a beautiful fresh white, so it was like white, but it would be so beautiful. It would be so beautiful. So anyway, so the downstairs was really cool, really beautiful kitchen. The star of the show was the screened-in porch. There was this enormous screened-in porch that ran the length of the house and overlooked all this green space, and I could just totally see spending so much time out there with the kids. And they had a TV mounted out there and a big grill and a huge dining table for like 10 people on one side of it, and then a seating area, all this stuff. And the setup was that the primary bedroom was on one side with the bathroom and the closet, and it kind of like linked through into a laundry room. And then on the other side, there were 2 very decent sized bedrooms with a Jack and Jill bathroom in the middle. And so we were like, this is so perfect. So the whole first floor got like 5 stars, and we were both looking at each other like, is this finally our house? And then we walked up the stairs, and I don't know. My best guess is that at some point, some homeowner decided to DIY a second story on the house, because the ceilings on the second story were approximately 5 feet and the doorways were about 4 feet. Now that would be like not very great for anyone, but Riley is 6'4". So he walked up the stairs and poor guy slammed his head into the ceiling because like we didn't expect it. And immediately me and our realtor, who's also one of my good friends, and Riley, we all just go dead silent because we were like, immediately no. And it was such a shame because upstairs actually had 2 decent sized bedrooms. And we were thinking one could be more of like a playroom area and then one could be a guest space. But the ceilings, the price was already on the higher end. If it had been more on the lower end, we might have considered getting a contractor to come out and talking about like what it would be to raise it up. But that would have been put it out of our price range. And it also had a outdoor shop, like a separate garage, which we've been really looking for because we're hoping that when we find a new home, I can have some kind of like my shop for my office potentially could be on property, so that we wouldn't be paying for a separate like leased office like I have now. I still have 15 minutes. I won't talk for the whole 15 minutes. Well, I say that now, I probably will. So anyway, it was a miss, and it was a sad miss because a lot of times we walk into a house and pretty immediately it's clear that it's not what we're looking for. But this one really charmed us until we walked up the stairs and we were like, oh my stars. And also the guest bathroom it looked like an airplane bathroom. It was absolutely itty bitty, and it only had a pedestal sink and a toilet. It didn't have a shower. Obviously there was plumbing, like we could install one, but we would have had to like break down walls. So it was more than we would be able to take on, unless it's still in the market. So if the price drops, then we will call a contractor and see if we can go and talk about raising it up, because I really loved it, and it wasn't overly huge, but it was like a good size, and the screen and porch would be good for entertaining. Anyway, I'm talking all about this house. This house feels like the one that got away, but it's also like the one where we chose not to pursue because the ceiling height was so bad. Good times. So that's everything with house hunting. With our kids, they are doing so well. They are getting so big, y'all. You can't, like, Colin is stringing together words. He is 1.5 years and Nora is 3.5. And he's just such a big boy. He's so sweet. He sleeps most nights about 8 to 8 in his crib. Such a good little sleeper. Nora has never been a great sleeper, which is totally fine, but still most nights she gets out of bed and climbs into our bed at some point. It's fine. One day she'll stop doing that and we'll miss it, so we don't make a big fuss about it. But Collie is more of our sleeper. He really does great there. And we just enrolled Nora in swim lessons for the summer and in a ballet program for the summer. And I ordered like little girl ballet shoes and a little black leotard and little pink tights, and I can't wait. I never did dance. This is something completely new and different for me, but it's funny because Nora takes so much after Riley's side of the family. Looks like the Lamb side of the family more than my side. Colin is like all me. Like baby pictures of me and baby pictures of Colin are crazy. In fact, when I was home for Easter, I had several separate relatives say like, it's like looking at a little version of you. It's so crazy looking at Colin. But Nora's really a lamb. Like she looks like them, and she especially looks like my sister-in-law, Riley's younger sister. And that particular sister-in-law was a really, really talented ballerina for a long time. And it's one of the reasons I put Nora in dance, because I'm like, well, if she takes after her auntie, maybe I would love if she was a ballerina. So we'll see what she thinks about it. We also enrolled Nora in a little preschool program for this fall. So she's just growing up so fast, and she's just hilarious. Like she has this big personality and she keeps us laughing, and still the only really, well, I would say there's 2 interests that have like held her for a super long time, and that is playing doctor, anything like medical, and Bluey. Those are like her 2 favorite things ever. She's still completely obsessed with Bluey and still very much loves all her doctor stuff. Colin isn't as much into toys. He is just very gross motor. He goes outside, he digs in the dirt, he climbs up. We have like a retaining wall that he climbs up. He swings from things, he jumps on things. He's like our wild child. Very, very, very capable. and kind of a danger to himself and others at all times at this stage, because he has no sense of danger, and so he'll just do anything. But they're just both such a joy. Colin's most favorite thing, which is a cute little dichotomy in his personality with how physically wild he can be, is that he is obsessed with reading books. And so he sits down and reads books. I mean, by himself. He'll sit in his room and I'll just hear him through the house, like talking about books. Probably his favorite book, well, he has a few favorites. He loves the Pout Pout Fish, which is really cute because he can say a lot of that book. He also loves Where the Wild Things Are, Goodnight Moon, and The Little Blue Truck. He really likes that one, but he is a big book junkie, just like his mom, which a perfect segue into my reading. I think I just read my 40th book for 2023. Let me look. It might have been my 39th. Yes, it was my 39th book, and I'm currently about 25% through my 40th book. So my goal for the year was 25 books, and I'm blowing that out of the water fast, quick, and in a hurry. It's been really fun. It's become my thing. Like, I used to watch a lot of TV in the evening after the kids went to bed, and I don't do that literally at all anymore. I'll get myself ready for bed. Oftentimes I lay on my Pranamat and then I will lay in bed and read. And, oh, it's starting to rain. Cool. It's always right. Like, I just showered. It's always then and did my hair. It's going to pour down rain, but that's okay. We probably need some rain. So I read at night and I stay up too late reading, but it just is so relaxing. I love it. I just finished the series that's called Shatter Me. It's a series of 6 books. The first book is called Shatter Me, so people refer to it as the Shatter Me series. And it's a futuristic dystopian society. If you read and liked like Hunger Games or Divergent, I think you would like it. It's really good. I like flew through those books in probably about 10 days. I read all 6 books because I was just staying up all hours of the night reading. But it's really good for my mental health. I think it's a very good escape. Let's say that. I love it. In fact, Mother's Day it's like at the end of April right now. It's still a few more weeks until Mother's Day. But Riley, whenever he buys me a gift, he's so cute. He can't wait to give it to me. And so last night he was like, "Can I give you your gift for Mother's Day?" And I was like, "Sure." And he got me this really cool thing that clips onto your Kindle. And then it has like a little remote, and it's a remote page turner for your Kindle. And then he got me this like holder so that I can like lay in bed and have the holder come over and hold the Kindle, and I can be all cuddled up in bed and just read my book and click my little clicker. Let's see, what other... Riley and I have been dating so much, like we've been going out on just adult-only dates. Probably about once a week, we have been killing the dating. There was some serious years there where it was just every few months we would get away. But we've really been prioritizing that, and we've built up our babysitter roster with some women that we really love and trust. And so many times on Friday or Saturday night, we head out and go on a date. This past Monday night was my friend, who's also our realtor. It was her birthday, and she asked if we wanted to go on a double date with her and her husband to go out and celebrate. So we went out with them to a really cute place, and we sat outside and had pizza and wings and drinks and just like spent a few hours enjoying each other's company. And we were driving home and Riley's like, "Really, I think getting out like that with just you, or, with just adults for an hour or two every week is like really helping me, with all of the things that we juggle, with like they're in this crazy season up at his job where they're expanding their business and they're buying more equipment and like all this. It's like, it's been very stressful, but in a good way. And so he's got all of that. And then of course, when we are at home, it is all hands on deck at all times with our kids. And they're just in a very, very demanding ages at this stage. They need a lot of us, a lot. And, that's totally fine. They're 3.5 and 1.5. Of course they do, but it's a lot, and he was just saying, he's like, "I feel like I really am able to like unwind and relax when we go out and just are able to have some adult conversation and not have to worry about anything for just a few hours." And I'm like, I agree. And Riley's been going to the gym, which I'm so proud of him. He's so cute. He got like a little gym bag and he packs it in the morning, and then he goes either directly after work or over his lunch break. And he'll come home and he's like always so pumped up. He's like, feel my muscles, can you tell? Like all this stuff. But it's really sweet, and I'm really happy for him because it's so good to go to the gym for so many reasons. It's relaxing, it's healthy, you guys already know. So that's all of that. My business has been going super well. Obviously my business is multifaceted, but talking about my Blair Lamb Design online shop, going super, super well. I'm so glad I moved over off of Etsy. I don't have any beef with Etsy, but it just was time for me to own my own platform, and it has been fantastic. It's been such a good move. I absolutely love it. So I'll leave a link to my shop below. If you haven't checked it out yet, you totally should. So that is all. Those are all of the things. I think those are kind of like the main highlights of the past few months when I haven't been doing weekly vlogs. There's no major reason why I haven't been doing weekly vlogs. It wasn't like a decided decision. That doesn't make a lot of sense. I didn't like sit down and think I'm no longer going to do them. I didn't. And in fact, I tried to weekly vlog last week and this week, and I'm just failing so profusely at weekly vlogging because it requires more of me a lot of days than I have to give. There's just a lot. Our plates feel very full right now with all good things that we're choosing to be there, but it's like we have a social life again, so we're cultivating that. And like I said, the kids are so much fun at these ages, and we want to soak them in, and they're also very demanding of our time and energy, and so that's a whole thing. And then our businesses, and it's just a lot. And so picking up the camera throughout the day just isn't really happening right now. And I will definitely try to get back to some weekly vlogs, but it might be where through the spring and summer there's less of them, and then into the fall and winter when life seems to be a little more homey, I might be able to do some more. But there's nothing like, we're all good, we're all healthy, everything's going really well, so don't worry about anything like that. It's more of a logistics situation where it's just really hard logistically right now to find a way to have like a cohesive vlog when I have like kids asking me questions and like all these other it's just not working very well right now. So there you have it. I hope you are doing super well. A reminder that I post daily stories on Instagram for my Instagram subscribers, like day in the lifestyle stories with timestamps a lot of time of like, oh, here's what we're eating for breakfast. I'm going to the gym. Now I'm working. Here's something I just ordered online. Here's something that I'm really loving to eat or drink, or here's this new product I'm loving. Like all those little kinds of things that I used to kind of pack into the weekly vlogs. I'm just sharing in snippets right now on my Instagram subscribers story. So if you want to subscribe, it's $4.99 a month. I really love interacting and engaging with my subscribers there. If that's not for you, totally fine. I just thought I would put that out there for anyone who's really missing that kind of like day-to-day content. I do have that available. It's just, it is in a different format, but it is still there because those little snippets seem to be a little bit easier for me to kind of manage at this stage of the game. So anyway, I have my nail appointment. I've been getting my nails done. These are all grown out, obviously, but I've been doing OPI bubble bath every single time because I just think it's such a pretty neutral tone. So I'm going to go and get them all fixed up. They're definitely really grown out by now. But thank you for being here for a little life update. I hope that you are doing really well and enjoying the spring weather wherever you are. And make sure to check out the special offer that I have for Pranamat if you're interested in grabbing one for you or someone you know or love. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks so much for watching, and yeah, see you soon.